has to say. Tommy Chong. Used to play against these rock bands a lot. It's hard of hearing. You have to stand up and really give him a round of applause. Well, when Ed asked me if I would like to come and be part of the festivities, I declined because, I've been asked to do the Cannabis Cup almost every year, and Seattle Hemp Fest, I've been asked to appear at all these places. And the reason I decline is not because I don't believe in the cause, because obviously, I do. It's just that when I'm working, I can't smoke. And I'm working and I can't smoke. And you don't know what it's like, man, being a pothead like I am and being around all you guys and then having to go, oh, no thanks. I felt like I'm back in jail. I did go to jail, and actually it turned out to be a big plus for my career. It really helped my career. It did. I mean, it elevated me from a partner of a comedy team to fucking drug icon. And I like that title, man. Because, everywhere I went, especially in jail, even in jail, I got respect from the guards, man. It was, and by the way, all that Baba stuff, that homo stuff, that jail, it's not true, man. It doesn't hurt. But the guards, it was weird, man, because I'm in jail, and I'm a prisoner, and they're telling me, like every other prisoner, they strip you naked, they search you all the time. And but it's really weird being searched by a fan. I go, oh, Chong, I got all your records. Turn around, bend over. Okay, now turn around. Yeah, I like up and smoke, man. I'll lift your balls. And one time I bent over, the guy looked at my butt, he goes, so have you seen Cheech lately? I don't know, why, is he up there? But that's the only sad thing about my whole thing, that I went down. Cheech and I were supposed to be doing a movie, but when I got arrested, Cheech got a little scared, because he was afraid to come to visit me, because he knows that, like, when you get busted by the feds, if you turn somebody else in, you get some time off. So Cheech knows me, He did it, man. A lot of people wonder why we broke up. And I thought about it long and hard, because I didn't even know we'd broken up. I thought we were still together until I saw the last Cheech and Chong movie and I wasn't in it. But I'll tell you why we broke up. We got rich. And I learned one thing: you can't make a rich Mexican do shit. Something for my people. Yeah, I'm going to learn Spanish. I'm learning Spanish. I know Spanish. I know my Mexican name, Pendejo. Means my very good friend, right? And I know Cheech's Mexican name too, Joto. I tell Cheech all the time, 2 or 3 times don't make me gay. I like gay people though, man. That's one thing about San Francisco, man. You have to like gay people when you live here. You're fine, man. Either way. I thought about being gay myself, you know. Especially in jail, you know. I thought about being gay and I thought, no, there's poop in there. I'm not anti-gay, but I am anti-poop. No, you get old, man. You have issues with poop, let me tell you. There's some old guys here, you know what I'm talking about. Like one time I had the flu so bad I was afraid to fart. You know that feeling? I had to and I did and I shouldn't have. It wouldn't have been bad except we're on an airplane. I know, even the captain came up, did we run over something? Nobody would have known who did it except I had to make that long walk to the toilet. You know? In the little bathroom, the door, you know. I was in there 2 hours doing a sponge bath. I'll tell you, no one asked me for an autograph that trip. But I don't mind getting old, man, especially when you're a pothead, you know, because one thing about pot and old age, man, there's like, you know, you forget shit. and you know, when I was in jail, I had to take a drug course. Yeah, actually I taught it. You know. But yeah, the first thing, because, you know, I was one of those students, you know, put my hand, I'm sorry, go, wrong. You know, like they're trying to tell you, you know, pot, they call pot a gateway drug. I said, no, it's a doorway drug. No, really, you smoke a joint and you get a great idea. But the minute you walk through that door, so you go back in there. Aha! But the minute you go through that door, and then they say pot makes you lazy. Well, I gotta say that's true. That's true. Like, I remember one time, I'm stoned, I'm laying on the couch, I'm watching TV, and I wanted to change the channel, but I couldn't find the channel changer. But I found out if I moved my ass a certain way, the TV would change by itself. Did I get up and look? No. I just laid there and I got really good. I could T-ball that motherfucker. But if, you know, the thing is, you know, they done studies, man, and they found if more people were high, there'd be less violence in the world. Because the truth is, man, you can't hurt anybody if you can't find your car keys. And when stoners lose their car keys, it's sad. Because usually they got them in their right hand. And they walk around and they play that game called fuck. But eventually they walk through that doorway. Now they don't, they forgot what they're looking for. They're standing there in the closet going, what the fuck am I doing in the closet? Why am I holding my key? How come I got a channel changer stuck to my ass? And the other thing they say about pot, it gives you munchies. Well, that's true. That's true. When you're stoned, man, you'll eat shit the dog won't eat. You're gonna eat that? Am I right? And you'll eat when you're so full you can't even get another morsel in your body. Well, what do? Your body just gives up. Not you. You're sitting there. You don't want to move. Your body just gives up. Goes over the refrigerator. Stand there and look for something that, try this. But I'll tell you what, I know that pot's good for you because my cat likes to get high. And my cat, man, he's fussy. You know, cats are fussy. Cats are like women, you know, they're very fussy. You know. Dogs are like guys, you know, they'll eat anything. But cats, my cat. But when the first time I got him stoned, I didn't mean to. I just didn't see him in the room. And I didn't know he was stoned until I watched him walk off a table. And he didn't land on his feet. Kind of went over and he kind of missed it. Then he got hung up by the one claw. And he looked at me like, I'm okay. And then he got down, and then he remembered he was a cat and got all cool, you know. He would have got away with it except he got caught in those. Oh yeah, he walked over to me and starts going. I thought I was going deaf. Is that cat meowing? Then I realized he was fucked up. So I gave him a little kitty drug test. And I threw him at the curtains and he didn't stick. But he was so stoned he's thinking, fuck, I'm flying, man. Oh, he's great, man. He's funny too. Oh, is that my phone? Isn't it embarrassing when that shit happens? The phone goes off. No, my cat, he's weird. And he's crazy now. Pot made him a little crazy. He's a hunter. You know, cats are hunters. One time, the cat looking for something to jump on, you know. So my wife went walking across the floor naked, wearing a Tampax. Here comes the cat. I was hoping he'd catch it. I wanted to see the cat go, what the fuck? What kind of rat is this? Smells like an old man's breath. Hey. Well, I said comedy was pretty. Now, the other thing they always talk about pot is the kids. They always give you that kid rap. Don't they? And I hate it too, man. Sometimes they got these commercials, you know, where there's a kid riding a bicycle, and, you know, and the guy's stoner comes out and runs him over, you know. Man, that could happen to your kid because this guy was smoking pot. And I'm thinking there, what the fuck's the kid doing out that time of night anyway? No, I hate it when they give that kid rap. You know, what about kids? I tell my kids, listen, if you're going to do drugs, replace them. Nothing worse, you know, my kid, I come home, you know, I go to my stash, and it's gone. I talk to my kid, you've been smoking my dope, and he gives me this. No. You lying little fucker. But he was good. When I was in jail, he was great, man. He did a sympathy quit. He quit when I quit. Yeah, it was nice, man. And then quitting was no big deal for me, man. It was like, you know, I'd smoked so much by then, you know, I would wake up and forget to get high. Walk around all day going, what the fuck's wrong with me? I'm showing up on time. No, and then, you know, I like the brownie routine. You know, that's one thing about these, like I say, you know, like I'm a pussy when it comes to smoking, getting high. You know? I'm a one-hit wonder. I'm really lucky with that too. You know? Just one little hit, because I found, with me anyway, that you don't get any higher than that first hit. But what happens, you get so high, it feels so good that you want to smoke everything you can find. You know? And some people can do it. I can't. Like, no, I'm a very cheap high. Cheap days. I went to Amsterdam when I shot the movie there, and all the guys, oh, Chong's coming, man, we gotta get him fucked up. So I drive in and they met me. They got the pipe, they got the dope from Africa, they got everything. And I'm with these big Dutch fuckers. They're big guys too. And they can smoke bowls. They can do all sorts of stuff. And me, man, half hour later they're dragging my ass home. Lay me on the bed. I was gone. I couldn't do it. But of all the drugs, pot is the only one that really did anything for me. You know? In terms of creativity and you know, making money. Yeah. Because I stayed on the one side of the door, I smoked up, and I wanted to become a comedian. I thought, you know, what better subject than pot to be funny with? Because you're entertaining a bunch of stoneheads that are going to laugh and shit, you know? So it worked really well. See what I'm saying? He's there looking at But I tried the other drugs, you know, like I tried ecstasy. I didn't like ecstasy, man. Because the trouble with ecstasy, you fall so much in love, you forget to fuck. And then you think you're fucking and you're dancing. Cocaine's worse. So I don't like coke, man. Cocaine, you get that conversation that never ends. You know what I mean? Never fucking ends. You do a line, you go, hey, we gotta do that. Do what? Doesn't matter. We gotta do that. Because if we don't do that, someone else will do that. Then we won't be able to do that. And it's that stupid fucking conversation that never stops. And then you walk away and the guy will just turn to the wall and keep talking. And then you get the jaw, the tight jaw thing, you know. Well, you guys, you're not, you know what I'm talking about. No, pot is the only way to go, man. Yeah. I gotta give a little lean toward acid though, because acid made me realize how good pot was. Because pot you can control, acid you can't control. You guys know about acid. Acid, one time my wife, you always remember your first trip and your last trip. First trip, I saw God. I literally saw God. And by the way, I saw God in jail too. You know? I did. I learned how to meditate in jail. I learned the biker method. This is the biker method. Hey, shut the fuck up! I'm meditating! It works. But my first acid trip, I saw God, it was beautiful. My last acid trip, I took my little kid. We took him to, you know, my wife and I, we wanted to have a mellow trip, you know. So we wanted to go see a little cartoon called Thumbelina. The thing I didn't know that it wasn't an animated picture, it was a real life. And Thumbelina's this older woman. And the story of Thumbelina, she marries a fucking rat. We're in the matinee, and all these little black kids were running around in the ghetto, with the ghetto theater, and they're running all around the aisles. And my wife and I are hugging each other, going, oh, I'm gonna marry a rat. So we had to get out of there. We were in Denver, Colorado, and we walked out of the theater. My little kid, 3-year-old daughter, she goes, what's wrong? You know, she was digging the show. We gotta go. We drug her out of there. No, she's going, my mom and dad are stoned again. Get outside the door, and now we're in the exit, and there's snow, and we don't know where we are. We're just out there. So my daughter had to take charge. She got us into a cab, got us home. And that was my acid story. That was the last one. But pot. And then I quit pot for almost 3 years now. I started smoking again. Yeah. nostalgic, you know, because I didn't want to just start smoking like I was smoking before. So I went back in time. I went back to when you had to hide it from everybody. That's fun, man. Especially, you know, because now you got to be creative, you know. It's like getting high around your parents. Yeah, you know what it's like. You remember that time? Unless you had cool parents. I had cool parents, but if you never had cool parents, man, you know, nothing funnier than sitting at a Sunday dinner, stoned in your fucking skull, and everybody else is straight, and you're sitting there watching the movie. And then you give it away how stoned you are. Like, you know, you're halfway through the meal and they're bowing their head to say grace. Yeah. Remember one time I had a girlfriend, I took her home for dinner. And I didn't know about downers. You know, when she had been on downers, then I got her high. Halfway through the meal, spaghetti, she goes, and of course, I had a laugh, that's funny. Oh, it was embarrassing after when I sobered up. But booze, you don't want to do booze. Booze, I've seen what booze does to people, you know, especially in jail, you know, the booze heads come in there to dry out, they're all fucked up. And then the other drug that pot saves us from is methamphetamine. That's probably the worst ever. I seen a meth freak come in there, and he was weird because he had no teeth. You know, they rot their teeth away, and he comes up to me, you got no teeth, he goes, hey, Chong, you know, everything I have today I owe to you. And he walked funny too. He walked like this here. And I asked him about it. He said, what happened? He had a friend of his, they were both on meth, and his back was on a joint. And so he had his friend crack his back. His friend, a little bit too much pressure on there, broke his back. Yeah, so, well, you know, there's another good reason to do pot. And in the final thing I just heard about Colorado, you know, they were doing studies to find out that pot gave you cancer. I don't know if you guys heard this, but they did the studies, they found out that the THC in the pot helps prevent cancer. And so, on that note, I've run out of shit to talk about. And so I just want to, again, thank all you people for, you know, for being...
Never wash my hand again. Stick around, hang out. We're gonna have some more comedy. Geechee Guy wants to tell some jokes. Craig X.